Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Today we're in St. Petersburg, Florida, Tampa, St. Pete. We're on the Gulf Coast. And what we're doing today is we're waterproofing a foundation of a typical Florida home or a slab home as you get further north. Lots of homes don't have crawl spaces and basements. Same kind of thing. The homeowners here had started this job and they've done quite a bit of work. Let me show you what they've done so far. So you can see they've already excavated the wall down to the footer, and they put the blackjack on there. They put 2 coats on, brought that up, to grade, which is fine. This all looks really good, and basically they kind of got confused because there's a lot to this. You can see the white pipe. That's actually a sump pump, that little PVC, and it starts over here and it's sitting in this catch basin. So the previous homeowners, they had a problem and they installed this basin and put a sump pump in here, and of course they put it under the pavers and it went out, and it actually runs all the way around the house out front. And kind of a typical homeowner's job. You can see the line, let me show you. You can see the sump pump line is just laying on top of the ground, and this should be underground, and perhaps they'll do that in the future, but it did help solve some of that problem, but it's not enough. If you look carefully, you'll notice that there's no gutters here on this side of the house. And that's kind of normal in St. Pete, Gulf Coast. But back here, you can see the overhang for the patio. They decided to put gutters on, and when they did, that created its own problem. Now that downspout drain, it has to discharge. And so they had them splashing out, as you can see. They had them splashing out, but it's not moving enough water away from the area. In addition to that, they've got the typical channel drain, which is butted right up against the house. And you're going to find this in most homes. This is not the way to install a channel drain. It needs to be at least a paver over and get off of that wall, because water leaks behind it and of course goes down underneath the footer and causes problems. And that's the problem here, is along this wall from the sliding glass door, all along this wall, they've got water rising up inside. And we're going to solve that. And basically, we're going to put a sump basin in here. We're going to use the NDS quick drain along the foundation. We're going to hook up their existing sump pump. We're going to put a catch basin over there for the channel drain. We're going to hook up that downspout drain. They're all going to come over to the sump basin. And we're also going to put this downspout into that sump basin too. Okay, so Matt's going to go ahead and dig out for that sump basin. Something that you guys can easily do also. We just got to get to the right depth. And if you notice, there's 2 levels of this paver patio. Excuse me. They are going to put pavers back instead of dirt back through this section. But for now, we're going to put the top of our basin. See, our basin is going to be at grade, so that means it's at the original ground level. That'll be the top, and then they're going to pave, around that to create their pavers when they're done. Next, we're going to take this downspout apart. A lot of things are right here in this corner that we need to work on. So we're actually going to move the downspout over about a foot and come down and let that drain into the system, because there's just too many things here in the way. Would be nice to take out more pavers, but this is what we're going to do today. Okay, let's go ahead and set up the sump basin. We're going to go ahead and cut this nipple off. Good hacksaw. That's done. But we do have 2 lines coming in. We've got the footer pipe, and then we've also got a catch basin that's picking up the channel drain. So we're going to drill another 4-inch hole here. Let me set this up for 4-inch. We'll drill another one right beside it. Okay, so now we have the second line. This is picking up the downspout and a catch basin line. So it's very important. We have to be at this kind of a little bit lower, but not much. This is ready to go. Okay, so now it's time to set up the sump pump. This is a Zoller M98 half horsepower pump. It has an 1.5 inch discharge. This pump pushes between 80 and 90 gallons a minute. So that's like 3 trash cans full of water every minute. Very fast pump. Easily keep up with the system. Start with a male threaded 1.5 inch adapter, and it goes right into the port. You're going to screw this on there as tight as you can with your hand. You don't need to wrench it down. It's got plenty of threads, but get it on as tight as you can. Next, we're going to put on a small riser. And the riser, we just want to get above this bar. This is a protection bar for the float. Don't pick this up by this, there's a handle. We want to get above that bar, and then we're going to set our check valve. Check valves only allow water to flow one way. And whatever check valve you buy, you'll notice that there's some type of marking. This one has arrows telling you that's the direction of water. So we'll set that on there. And it's held together with stainless steel clamps and hard rubber called no-hubs. 5/16 inch nut driver. Your handy dandy Black & Decker, or whatever you got. And you're going to tighten this up as tight as your drill can make it. I've already tightened these two, and there's one more. But we'll set that one up when we go over to the Sump Basin, because we need to get the measurement where we drill the hole out, because everything's underground. So there'll be another small riser, and then we'll have the pipe that comes out, but we need this measurement. I'm going to glue this up, and we'll go over to the pump, to the pit. Okay, if you can see the pump down there, I cut a small riser to accept the 1.5 inch as we're going to come out through the sidewall. So let's just set that in place. And basically, we need a measurement so that this piece of pipe can come in and attach to that. You can just use your eye. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's a little bit of play there. You do need a 2-inch hole saw, and I do this all the time, so I kind of know where it's at, but you can line it up, and we're just going to drill straight through. Perfect. Now I can send this pipe through, and you can see it lines up really good. Out here, so as it discharges, we're going to make a 90, and it's actually going to connect to, you see that 1.5 inch over there, because that's their existing line. So we're going to make that measurement, put a 90 down here, glue it all up, and this is basically done. Reviewing, you can see we've got the footer pipe. We're using the styro rock as it comes through there. That works really good. It actually moves more water than gravel, especially in the sand base. And then we got the solid pipe. You can see 2 pipes coming in. The solid pipe is connecting the downspout and the channel drain. Remember, there's a channel drain back there, so that's dropping into a catch basin. I'll show you that in a second. But we're ready to go ahead and finish plumbing this over to there. Simple connection, a 90 piece of pipe and another coupling at that corner, and we're all set and ready to backfill. Okay, one final review, and then we're going to put the lid on and start to backfill. Remember, we came out here because the homeowners had started this project and it became too much for them. Although they did a great deal of work, sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out in a very tight space up there how to hook all things together. So that's pretty much why we're here, and hooking up the pump. But looking in the pit, you can see we've got a Zoller M98. That's a 1/2 horsepower pump. And you can see the white ball down there, that's the float. It's automatic. As the water rises, kicks on the pump. As the water goes down, float goes down, and it turns it off. Remember, we put a check valve on here to keep water from going back into the pit. Here's our discharge line coming out. I used a no-hub right there because it's a little bit higher than where we came out, and they're going to come back and bury that line underground, the homeowners are, because it definitely needs to be underground. The white PVC you see coming in over here, that's actually from the catch basin that has a sump pump in it. This line is picking up the downspout and the catch basin. This line is picking up the footer pipe. So we're almost done, and we need to hook up this downspout right here. We'll put a line over and drill another 4-inch hole, and we're all set. Channel drain is interesting stuff, and again, remember that whoever installed this channel drain, they've got it back here against the wall. Virtually impossible to do anything with this. And of course it creates more of a problem because water gets behind it. So what we've done is we've stuck an insert of 1.5 inches down inside the channel drain. It's actually 1.5 inches inside. It's square, but it's round at the bottom. Use an adapter, and we put a catch basin here, and what we've done is 90'd it into the basin, and of course it does have to tilt because it's right up against the wall, but cut the catch basin so it fits, and now it's all connected. Downspout comes to a T, comes all over. Chuck is duct taping the lid shut so we can backfill and no sand will get in, and this is ready to backfill. You know, a lot of people have been asking me about hydro blocks. Here's a piece of hydro blocks, and what this is recycled plastic that's basically kind of melted and put into a mold, and so it will have holes in it, okay? I haven't figured out an application for this yet. I have no idea if it would work. I don't think it would work as well as traditional French drains. Perhaps you could use it as a foundation waterproofing if there were couplings. This pipe lays like boards, one here, it just kind of butts together on the side. There's no coupling for it, but you could set it down along your foundation wall and hope that it picks up the water. I don't know if it would work or not, but what I wanted to show you was this is called strip drain. It comes in 6 and 12-inch wide sections, and what it is dimple board. If I can open it up here. It's called dimple board, and it is used in new construction to waterproof the foundation. It works pretty good. You can see those dimples, and what that does is it allows water to come down through it, and the felt, of course, is the 4-ounce fabric, the fabric that keeps the dirt out, and water travels through the system. And there are couplings for this to go from this square to the round, and it goes up on the wall the same way. A lot of homes in the South, through Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, crawl spaces. Okay, most homes are crawl spaces there, and this is standard. This is standard from the builder, and they basically seal it to the wall. I'm going to do it up here, but they seal it to the wall right at the footer. And of course, water floods up into that system and is carried away. It actually does work. I do think that, here in the sand, the styro rock, it works really good. Gravel perforated pipe works really good. I don't know about the hydro blocks. Give me another video to figure this out, because I really don't see this being much value. It's also very expensive. This actually broke in shipping, and so it's pretty brittle. It's a 7-foot plank. They cost about $100 a piece, and very expensive product. I see no point for it at all, but I just wanted to give you a little heads up that we will make a video doing something with this hydro blocks and go from there. So yeah, these guys are just backfilling now, and we're just putting some dirt here where they can run the wheelbarrow over it because it's hard to get back here. The homeowners had set that dirt clear over on the side. A little bit difficult, but we'll get it. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.